I wanted it to be this crazy comedy. Richard and Tyler wanted it to be a serious action movie, and it somehow got lost in translation.
But you know what? And looking back now, I feel like you committed fraud or some sort of because he's like, dude, of course it's serious. Of course it's a serious action movie. And we're shooting it, and then you're the cowboy, and you're like, I can't lose. And I'm like watching, and I'm like, is it serious? And Andy's like, dude, there's gonna be thriller stingers on this, and I'm like, okay,
the thing.
but
you can't make that movie serious. You just can't.
Yeah, that's nothing. Most men have to work 10 hours a day. Yeah. Even the billionaires with 8 kids, they have to use 10.
Maybe even 12, 13. On a film set,
In fact,
they're working
Elon
12.
Musk, he's got 12 kids, and
Doesn't take care of any of them.
he well, no, because he chose to put 16 hours a day into his work, so he has enough money to take care of them without having to deal with them.
Without actually having to take care of them.
I'm glad it worked out.
So choose.
Yeah,
Choose your misery.
all right.
Either don't work and be miserably broke with all the kids you can't take care of, or work and be able to hire people to take care of the kids that you have.
And don't
That's it.
and don't know them personally.
Yeah, actually, don't.
No.
I wouldn't consort with the kids.
No, you don't have
It
to.
gets a little messy when you start to love them.
It's like, I don't like emotional attachment.
Yeah. When you start to care
To
for
my
your own children,
children.
it gets a little dicey. All right, no, it was unbelievable.
No,
All
but
right,
you
let's
can
go.
you can split the difference.
Absolutely.
But there's no work's ever going to not happen without at least 4 to 6 hours.
So
Everybody, welcome to the Brotherly Love Podcast.
welcome
It's Friday.
to
Happy Friday,
the
everybody.
Brotherly Love
Welcome.
Pod to
You guys don't know, is there an
Pod.
echo in here?
I just want
said that.
to open up by saying I'm having a really hard time adjusting to Joe moving his chair. I don't like it.
Well, I moved my chair because you can't sit in the same chair for like a year. You
See,
just can't do it.
I disagree.
I know.
I don't want to ever not sit in this chair.
I know you don't.
I like my
I'm kind of
spots.
an
I
active
like my
person.
chair.
normal.
Where you're
I usually
sitting.
sit in this
arrangement.
chair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I was tired of sitting in that chair, and I was like, you know what? I don't like it. I just want to switch it up. I want to like
that one more, but
it's a better chair.
I'm not digging it as much.
I
It's
love
a
it.
little bit throwing me off.
It is me too.
I know.
Well, we'll just try.
It's okay. You know, when things like that throw people, it's just because of fewer brain cells. So they don't. There's
Is that
less
what
to
it is?
Yeah, they have less to work with, so
that
things
what it
throw
is?
them quicker.
Got it.
Anyway,
Got it.
we're happy to be here. We have an in-studio guest, which is always fun.
Always fun.
We have our good buddy.
We normally have in studio guests.
No, not really. Sometimes we have to. But usually we have
They're
to pay
usually
them.
on Zoom,
Usually we have to
right?
pay
They're
them.
on
We have to
Zoom.
pay them.
No,
No, we've only had a couple on Zoom.
Well, that's not true.
We had Hanson's on Zoom.
Jonathan Lipnicki.
Jonathan
Adam-
and Melissa.
and that was a
Joan
joke.
Hart.
Adam-
Oh, wait, you had Hanson?
You know,
Yeah, we did.
Adam Copeland
Andy and I just
was
went
on
to their
Zoom.
concert.
So the other night, Andy calls me.
Yeah, I was trying to get you to go with us.
and
You
I
didn't go.
I don't know why. Maybe I'm just younger. I don't
No,
know Hanson.
Yeah, that's okay.
How old are you again?
29.
Wow, it's hard. You actually look young. When I'm looking at you, I'm like, this is a young guy. But because
Joe always
you,
used to say you look like a baby Ryan Phillippe.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like Ryan Phillippe's little
yeah,
brother.
that's true.
Yeah.
But because I met you in a sort of hierarchy where you were the executive
Richard
producer of a
Right,
film,
right.
it was hard
You
for me
just
to think.
thought 40.
And this was
Yeah.
weird. And this was a long time ago. So you must have been what?
21.
20.
When did we? Well, we
When we
met
met-
a long
dude,
time ago.
we met
That's-
first.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Wait, you guys met first?
Let's just hold on. Let's
I
just-
thought Andy.
I got
introduced
another.
him.
Hold on.
No,
Let me-
no, no,
let me
no.
just.
He's
let
a
me
good
just
friend of all of ours.
Let me just
Yes.
say this. Hold on.
He's been working in the business a long time. The
What-
guy is
wait.
Which is weird
the
'cause
guy
he's
is a
young.
go-getter. He's a grinder. He literally makes stuff happen.
It's true.
Which is something that is to be commendable because it's so easy in this business, especially to get
What
discouraged.
is he saying right
no,
now?
to get
This is definitely just for the.
Yeah.
to get discouraged.
Before this started rolling.
Like, you're an asshole, Richard.
No.
Before it started
No,
rolling,
this is
he's
how I
like,
really
"Oh
feel.
God."
No.
Yeah, I know. It's true. Oh,
I don't really want to be here today,
God.
but
That's
I'm
what
here
Joe
because
did
you're
do.
here. For these guys, I wouldn't be here. No, but we worked together first. Richard Switzer, everybody, is in studio with us on the Brotherly Love Pod. He's a great producer.
Golf
More
clap.
than that, he's a good friend.
Golf
Friend of
clap.
all of ours.
Golf clap.
And we have all worked with him.
Yeah, it's crazy
together
now.
individually.
Yeah.
Right.
Believe it or not, Richard and I worked together first, and then we did a couple things together.
What was that like?
Well, it was 2014.
It was.
Wow.
So it was.
Richard was 12.
19.
19.
Oh,
19.
When did you wait? Hold
So-
on. When did you start?
18.
Yeah.
So you got out of high school and you're like, I'm gonna be a filmmaker.
Yeah, I mean, the whole time in high school, I'm like walking through the halls and I'm like, these people don't realize
I know.
What I'm gonna do?
Like, they don't know.
Wow.
You know, but
Wow.
Switzer reminds
It
me so
was-
much of Boss Baby. The little cartoon. That is
That's
I
Richard.
just start talking. It's
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin's
Yeah.
voice.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you something.
But by the time I
gonna
get
make
to
movies.
the one I do with Joe, like Tyler, the other producer.
Yep.
I remember.
You had
I met him. Okay,
I met him.
okay,
I
okay.
met him
Yeah,
once.
You do
yeah,
know him.
Yeah, you had a partner for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you
so,
were you actually partners with Tyler,
Kinda.
or were you just like
on
freelancing
there was
stuff?
Like an implied, like we did everything together.
Unspoken,
Yeah.
Unspoken
partnership.
and we still do stuff.
And
But
so, in these
it's-
movies were like what, like $2,500?
about
No.
3,500, 4,000 for below the line. But
$800 budget.
we're trying to figure out who to put, and we got Greer Grammer, right?
Oh,
And we're
yeah.
trying to figure out
Kelsey
who to put.
Grammer's daughter.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
her. Yeah.
And I'm sitting there with Tyler one night. He's like, "Who do we get? Who do we get for this?" And I'm looking on the computer, and I'm like, "I got it, Joey Lawrence."
No way.
Right?
No
and he
way.
goes, like most people, he said, I don't know who that
Like most people. Oh, this is great. Great stuff.
So he said, "Oh
Good
yes, I
stuff.
like Joey. I like Joey." Okay, let's put him low on the list.
Wow, I'm glad I drove an hour and a half to get here. I'm kidding. No.
So we make a bunch of offers, 10 offers, 20 offers.
Nobody takes
Might
it.
have been 25. right?
Nobody
And
takes
then-
it.
Nobody takes it. So then we offer less money, and they still don't take
So
it.
then we
Yeah,
cut
yeah,
the budget
yeah.
by 90%.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
the
my
day
God.
before day one.
Yep, we
This
don't know what
little
we're gonna
shoot's
do.
tomorrow. So
This sounds like most
we
of your
send it to
movies,
Joey
Richard.
and he accepts.
Wow.
And
I showed up even before I accepted. I was just there.
He was actually just crossing.
he was
the,
outside.
He was just
Yeah.
crossing the street.
Saying,
Happenstance.
I think this is
He,
the
ha-
one- I'm
he
gonna
happened to be
get
driving
this
by,
one.
saw some trailers parked on the other side of the road. Thought they might need a little acting.
That is normally how Richard casts his movies. People just walk in off the street.
No, but I said Joey Lawrence and Tyler's because Melissa and Joey had just ended.
Right. Right.
So like if this movie happened 6 months earlier, we wouldn't have gotten you,
Right,
even if you wanted to do
That's
it.
right. Could not have.
And we had the casting director go to your agent,
Yep.
and like a couple weeks went by,
Yep.
and you did it.
I did it.
You were there. We met there.
Yep.
And we were in Chino Hills.
We were.
right.
We were.
Crazy.
And
Like a horse movie.
not like a horse.
It was a
movie.
horse movie.
Was
It
a horse.
Richard, for a while there, Richard was really on an animal kick. You know, they say in Hollywood, don't
Talking
ever
dog.
make
Really?
movies.
Pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did. Oh, the pig. Yeah,
They-
you did that one too.
Yeah.
You know,
I
boy.
think that was
I didn't
more
even
of a
know about
favorite.
this.
Oh,
It was
my
definitely
Lord.
That was a
favorite.
favorite.
I think they
It was
were all-
definitely
All about this.
It was a huge favor.
I think-
you owe me for that one.
I think they were all favors.
No.
They-
But then wait a minute. So then, long story short, we're having lunch, and literally because I really liked him. I said, he's good. We were talking about other things, and I was telling him that my brother Andy was actually starting to direct, and we were sitting there.
Yeah.
Remember? And then remember when we all got to the counter? Remember
The
that?
counter
Yeah.
was your spot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And remember, I literally said,
I remember that.
You can give him a shot. I think he can do it, and you did.
But I think because I think Andy's more my generation.
Yes.
Of,
Oh, yeah.
So you were starstruck when I walked in.
And when
basically.
when Andy walked in, because you didn't tell me you were bringing him. I think
Right.
I didn't know.
Right.
So
Oh my
you walk in
God.
with him, and I'm
That's
like,
there he is.
That's funny.
I'm like, that's the kid who cloned himself.
Oh my
God.
God!
That's right.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
The best.
Yeah, and then we
other
did.
me.
We were making a movie.
Yeah. Well, then
6 months
then
later,
then
we were.
then,
Wow.
then
Interesting.
I
Interesting.
we got it. We had a fun time at the counter, and then we kind of hit it off, and we did some movie where you duped me into going to Oklahoma.
Oh yeah,
and
to
we
act.
and we
Just
to act,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
stayed, and I had never really done anything that was like, I was on Hawaii 5-0, so I was coming off Hawaii
Right.
5-0, and then I
I never done anything that was pure shit.
yeah, pretty
We
much
actually got
I'd never-
Hawaii 5-0 to fly you to Oklahoma.
This is the kind of producer he is. He's such a good producer that he had the other job
He did.
somehow
Wow.
fly me.
He did.
that.
Anyway,
well,
it's
they were going to
impressive.
fly you to
know.
LA or something.
Something
so.
like
That's
that. Anyway,
impressive.
so I get there and we go to a bed and breakfast. Okay. Oh wait, it gets real
You know
good.
that wasn't a movie I
It gets
did.
really good.
No, you wouldn't.
Where
Have, I think we talked about that.
I
at the
walk,
time.
I walked in and I'm like, okay, this is like just a strange room here.
Somebody else walked in the bathroom from the other
there's
side.
no,
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, and
Looks like we're gonna be roommates.
I asked the guy, I'm like, can I?
Wait,
get-
wasn't that okay? Sorry, this is gonna really throw everybody, but that was in Club Paradise.
Yes, Club Paradise. They shared a
When
bathroom.
the 4-star hotel
yes,
with the incredible thing, but you share a
Wait,
bathroom.
Wait, but you had no, but there was no TV.
There's no TV.
It was
Oh.
very random.
It was like
some rooms
it was
had
like some-
TVs.
Dude, it was weird. And I asked the guy who ran the place. I was like, "Can I get some towels?" And he's like, "What do you think this is?" I swear to God, he goes, "This is a bed and breakfast.
A towel?
You get one bed and one breakfast. That's it.
What?
Yeah, you don't even get breakfast every day. You get like one breakfast.
Only breakfast when he feels like it.
Yeah.
And it was always a bell pepper.
Oh, God.
Lord.
So it was like egg and a bell pepper.
It was terrible.
and
No,
it was a
no
bell pepper.
No TV in the room.
Like a grilled bell pepper with like an egg on the side every day.
Did you just go up to me like, let me guess. Do you love bell pepper? Dude, is that like what was going on?
It was amazing. There was no television in the room, so I was like, "This sucks." So I was like, "Dude, this room sucks. You gotta get me a TV." He's like, "No, we'll handle it. Don't worry about it." The next thing I know, the first day, he's like, "Yeah, I don't know what happened. They just came in my room and took my TV."
Oh,
Richard.
Well, at the time,
gosh.
I said we got to make Andy happy.
Got it,
'cause
got it,
he's-
I appreciate.
You know,
very nice.
It's
of you.
Andy Lawrence, and then
Got it.
within like a year of that,
Yeah, I know.
I'm like,
it all went out the window.
you're not getting a hotel.
No. Yeah. Now I have to put myself up. I don't know how this
And
happens.
I got Hawaii 5-0 to fly him to Oklahoma, but he was on his way on his own on the way back.
Yeah, I was like, "What the hell?"
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
No, they told me
I
back.
can't pay for a
But-
ticket back.
So that was a really strange movie though.
when
But-
was this?
Oh my God, a long time ago. On the movie, this is what happened.
2017.
And I have a video to prove
Wow.
it. On the movie,
Oh,
it was it was going crazy, right? And I was like, I was just
your videos from
I was just telling Richard, I was like, listen, maybe
That's
do
not the
some
right video.
Wait, let me finish here. Let me finish here because I was like, maybe do this, do that. And Richard goes, kid. I don't know why he called me kid. I'm older than him, but he called me kid. And he's sitting there with a cigar, and he goes, "I'll make you a deal. Let's arm wrestle." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, if I win, you have to do the next movie with your brothers for scale, and if you win,
we specify what scale means. That means basically no money.
no money. He's like,
well,
if you
in my
win,
case, at the time, I thought it meant free. But I later found out there was a minimum.
Actual
there is a minimum
dollar amount.
Anyway,
that comes
so
with it.
I don't know if you could see this, but
It's a blurry. It's
really
like
old.
from an old phone.
And we're rolling.
All right. If he wins, he gets to direct the next rom-com, pending the negotiation of the compensation. If I win, then him and his two brothers need to work cheap.
Gentlemen, 3, 2, 1. You got that crazy twist in your arm, Harry. Ah!
I didn't even stand a chance.
I'm about to say you arm wrestling this guy.
Yeah.
needless to say, I
My
will say
life
this.
flashed before
Yeah.
my eyes.
I'll say
The
this.
moment
There was
my
almost
hand
like
did
two
it.
of you. Wait a minute, the other me. It was the other me. Andy has the second version.
Run out. No, but I will give him credit because a month and a half later, I was directing a movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
At
What
least,
movie was
yeah,
this?
we did
It was
Your movie?
it was- yeah, you were in
I
it.
was about to say.
the Office mix-up.
The Office
Yes.
mix-up.
Yeah.
Got it.
Which that was a fun one. That
was fun.
That was a fun.
Yeah,
I
that
just- you were eating bear claws
Every day.
every morning.
That's true.
And you
That
wonder
was
what's
when-
wrong with
That
it.
was when I could.
You were eating bear claws, really?
Dude,
like those big
every
donut
morning.
things?
No, you don't
It
understand.
was-
Do you remember I could eat any? I don't know what happened, dude. This year,
Oh, boy.
I became gluten intolerant. I became intolerant of everything.
Oh, yeah.
I can't eat anything anymore.
No.
I don't-
Yeah,
but that was a human trash can at that point. I could eat anything.
that's. I remember just seeing you.
Red
eat the bear
Bulls,
claws and be
smoking,
like,
and
"Why
bear
is he so
claws."
Yes,
thin?"
I
Like,
could smoke, eat, do whatever I
Oh,
wanted.
you were smoking
nothing,
like a pack a
yeah,
day too.
Nothing
yeah.
affected me, man. Nothing.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what's my whole body is just it's a mess.
And then
Yeah.
now we've made like 18 movies together.
yeah,
Yeah.
Still trying to
It's a
make a
lot.
good one. That'll happen one day.
Nah, you guys are
We've
working
almost
your way there.
done
Almost.
a few by accident.
We're gonna do
Yeah.
another one soon or something at some point.
Yeah.
We got it. We
Yeah.
got it. We
Yeah.
got to do it. Andy
So-
was telling me a little bit about it.
Richard,
Oh, yeah.
Richard
It's a-
and Tyler had this wild idea while we were filming that other movie about a casino airplane, right? And then
Well, we were playing. We went to Vegas one weekend.
Yeah.
The two of us like kind of just. He's like, "I'm gonna go to Vegas. You want to come?" So we go and
Yeah.
we start playing Casino War, which is like literally the kids' game where dealer gets a card, you get a card, highest one wins.
Oh,
It's a kids' game.
it is. Yeah.
But we were
so it's
playing
just the normal
with real money.
Wow.
And we went on some run where we thought, for some reason, the odds were in our favor because we just won big.
Sometimes that
Right?
happens with war. You'll
Yeah.
win literally 10 consecutive hands.
Right.
Just
And then
happens.
you're just out and you're like, holy shit, I made 600%.
Wow.
But so then we're obsessed with gambling. We're like, we got to do a casino
We became addicts.
heist.
Oh, that's not
right?
good. That's not
Like, so we developed a very
serious gambling
unhealthy
problem.
addiction.
We owned a lot of problems, and people followed us everywhere. We had death threats. We actually haven't been back to Vegas since, but a movie came out of it.
And when we lost a hand, we
Right,
quickly
right.
grabbed the chips back and
He's got
ran.
the wooden hand from Happy Gilmore. He's like, that's why I'll never forget that experience. Oh, Richard, what happened to your hand?
Or isn't it from Kingpin?
Some
Isn't it-
lone
Kingpin's
shark.
from Kingpin.
Kingpin's a great one.
Lone
Great
shark
too.
takes his hand.
But you know, I love airplane movies because
Yeah.
I did a couple, right? And then
You just do animal movies and airplane movies.
I'm actually shooting an airplane movie right now.
Really?
It's day 4.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Wait,
in
how
North
are you
Hollywood.
here? Oh, it's
They're
local.
wrapped. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's day
But-
4, but they just wrapped
It's
the movie.
It's day 4, but I was able to come here today because it was the final. It was the final shooting
it's over
day.
now.
Oh my God. Wow, it's
Yeah, we were doing 30 pages a day.
micro budget, but that's
For people out there,
do it. People
that's
do that.
insane.
Look
For
at his
people out
eyes
there,
light up. Look at his eyes. He gets for
people out there who
don't threaten me with a good time.
4 pages a day is sometimes hard to accomplish. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
10 pages is like what you
Brutal.
is brutal,
But
absolutely brutal.
typical low budget.
Yeah.
12
independent,
to
right?
15.
12 to 15, right. We did 15 one day on Office Mix-Up.
We did. I remember that.
In
That was
the-
brutal.
I think I've done
Jewelry
15 pages a day on most of the movies I've made with you.
Wow.
That's
Probably.
It's brutal.
Yeah, it's awful.
It's really
Yeah,
brutal
it's the
to
worst.
pull that off.
One day I remember looking at the call sheet on Money Plane,
Oh.
and it was like one scene
Yeah,
because it was just slated as one scene. So it
Yeah,
was,
but it's
and
massive,
I'm like,
right?
holy shit, only one scene, and it's like total pages 13.
Yeah.
and I'm like,
And it's an action movie, man. You got like
Well,
big things
yeah.
happening.
Well, I thought it was, but
We
it
tried.
It was a
Yeah.
comedy. I guess.
I wanted it to be a comedy.
action
So this
comedies,
is what
so-
happened. I really wanted it to be a
Dude,
comedy.
they're coming back, by the way.
What the
Action
Well, they'll be
comedy.
doing
Action
naked, they'll be
comedy,
doing
yeah.
naked.
It's gonna be.
Dude,
It's gonna be.
I said
and
this-
Scary Movie 6.
Yes,
is
dude.
somebody
It's
doing-
gonna
And
come
hot
back in a
dogs?
big way,
if
man.
somebody would
Wow.
just listen to
Back in
me,
a big way.
if
Yeah.
somebody would have
should think about doing something
listened
like that.
to me.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
really?
It's the
A
90s
spoof
nostalgia,
action movie?
right?
I know that's
spoof
people just
action
want to
movie.
go back.
A spoof
Yeah.
action movie. Wow, what a novel concept. I only pitched this to you 5 years ago.
Dude, it's fun.
Did you ever read it?
The thing is funny as hell.
Yeah, exactly.
First 5.
Whatever.
First 5 to 10.
I love that script. What is
script.
bullshit
I'd love
here.
to option it. Have you read
Classic.
it? I will.
Classic.
I just know I'm gonna love it.
I love that script.
Well,
Have you read
You
it?
wrote it, right? It's the producer. You wrote it, right? I'm gonna love it.
Anyway, wait, real quick.
Oh,
Money
little
Plane.
kiss ass.
I wanted it to be this crazy comedy. Richard and Tyler wanted it to be a serious action movie, and it somehow got lost in translation.
But you know what? And looking back now, I feel like you committed fraud or some sort of like, because he's like, dude, of course it's serious. Of course it's a serious action movie, and we're shooting it, and then you're the cowboy, and you're like, I can't lose. And I'm like watching, and I'm like, is it serious? And Andy's like, dude, there's gonna be like thriller stingers on this, and I'm like, okay,
This is the thing.
but
You can't make that movie serious. You just can't.
but here's the thing.
It's not
if
a
you
serious
didn't
movie.
though, if I got my complete way and it was completely serious,
Nobody,
I think the movie would have been an abysmal failure because
Yeah.
people would have been like, whatever, because of how funny
it was an
it
epic
turned
failure.
out. Yeah, it's on its way of being like a cult.
I know.
Yeah.
I think.
Bro,
Yeah,
it
I've been
is.
I've been
People
trying
mention it all the time.
trying
Yeah.
to make a sequel, which is
Yeah.
going to be even better now that we
Money
all know.
Island.
I love it. Yeah, I love the
What's it
sequel.
called?
It's hilarious.
Money Plane to Money Island.
Wait, oh, it is Money Island.
But it's Money Plane 2
How did I know that?
Money
Yeah.
Island.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you just guessed that.
No, I've
Yeah.
been talking about
No,
it.
I never heard you
Yeah,
say
we-
Money
we-
Island.
Yeah,
you-
you've
it's in
heard
your
it, dude.
subconscious.
I've
Really?
said this.
Yeah, he's been talking about this
Yeah.
for years.
And I know
Okay.
Adam
Money-
Copeland said that if we go like
You lean into it.
really into it, that he would be down.
And I think Kelsey would be because I just worked with Kelsey again.
Dude.
Oh, cool.
And
we should
I
do
think
it.
I think he'd
Do you
be
remember
open to it.
we had like, and again, to Richard's credit, because you're pulling off the impossible, like really.
You are. It's really hard to get movies
Oh
made.
my gosh.
People don't understand how actually
Well,
hard
it's,
it
if
is.
you
Oh,
listen,
is
to,
it? Mm.
yeah, if you'd listen to me,
I haven't found it to.
if you'd listen to me, you'd make a good movie. But
If I let you write
yeah.
it, and
Yeah, we haven't done that. We're still
It's-
working on that one. But I will say so. Anyway, so we're trying to make Money Plane, and the original thing was like I had this great idea about the plane never takes off. They think the plane takes off, and Richard's like, no. I'm like, why? He's like, there's got to be sky. I'm like, what? Windows
Well, I don't-
open. I'm like, what?
Wait,
Why? He's like, that's
that
it.
didn't
That's
happen.
it. Do it. I said, did. I swear to God.
Windows open.
Windows open.
You mean the thing?
Windows.
The shutters
You
open.
need to see
I thought-
sky. I'm like,
Okay.
why? He's like, it has to happen. He wouldn't give me an answer. He's like, if you don't do it, you're done. I'm like, all right, shit. That was the thing. He fired me like 18 times on this movie.
so funny.
It was
You're
never
fired.
serious.
5 minutes later,
Yeah.
we need you to come back in.
No, we had.
We had anybody else for this raid.
No, we did a thing.
hire
Oh,
Andy.
that was.
Do you remember?
Oh, yes.
Do you remember? We came up with this bit during it at one point where
Oh, yeah.
I'd come up to Andy
Yeah.
and I'd go,
Well, because
"Come
this
here, I just wanna
happened.
talk to you
We
for a
kept getting
second."
into fights, but then because we kind of have like a brotherly relationship, which is
Oh,
weird.
yes,
we're,
yes.
we're like best frenemies. We like kind of fight, and it gets serious sometimes.
One time you were shooting the cockpit scenes, and I'm sitting with Andy at the monitor, and I'm just like, "Yeah, and you screwed that up too."
Yeah,
And
he's
I'm like,
yelling at
"Oh, and
me.
you're just doing that, huh?" And he's like, "Well, I don't have any time," and I'm like, "You got plenty of time. Maybe you're just not the man for the job," or something like that.
While we're
yelling at each
shooting
other.
this fucking movie,
And then like 30 minutes
It
later,
pans out, and all the actors, and all the crew, all just staring at
Yeah.
you. Go back and forth like this.
literally. And 30 minutes later or an hour later, someone comes up to me, and I guess they were coming up to you separately,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Is everything okay?" I go, "What are you talking about?"
yeah.
And they're like, I heard you and Andy." I'm like, "Oh, that?"
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
my
like,
God.
I don't even. Yeah, we're good.
We had a blowout
But
on one
being
movie.
creative, baby.
That was
It was-
a reeler.
it was like a real
little
blowout.
reeler for like, but
An
then it was
hour.
the end of the night, and
Yeah.
then didn't talk till the next morning, and then it was over.
What was
Five
the? What
minutes.
was the?
We ran out of time.
I don't-
He
we
didn't.
ran
It's production shit. You know, you run out of
If you're
time.
trying
He's
to make
got
something,
burning money.
You're trying
it's
to
like,
make
you know,
something with very little bit of capital.
course.
to
Yeah.
it,
Right,
and it's
right.
very, very
Yeah.
Hey,
hard.
let me let's keep it real. Even when you have a lot of money,
movies turn out
sometimes
like
the
crap.
stress is even
Oh, yeah.
higher because
But-
now you're
and
dealing with
we
hundreds
were-
of millions of dollars.
And they can't control things like the weather either.
No,
like
you
if you have a
can't.
$1 billion
Yeah.
budget, it's
No,
like
you can't.
it's raining and you can't
Pouring
You
and
don't
you
want it
can't
to be
shoot in
raining.
pouring.
Yeah.
no,
I know.
we
It's-
were throwing shit at each other on that.
I'm sure it
And
happens.
Then, and then
It's a
we
high
really
break.
were. And then
People don't realize
he sped off.
it's a high
Oh yeah,
pressure
yeah,
cooker.
from Long Beach.
Yeah.
From Long Beach.
Filming in Long Beach. Then I had to sit for like an hour, and then we talked later. and
At
we were
every
laughing
level
about
in
it.
this industry, from the top at like the biggest movies, the biggest television shows,
Yeah.
to like the lowest. What people don't understand is on the production side, the executive producers, the directors, they're hiding all the fires from the people, from the actors, because
Yeah.
they don't want the actors or the artists to know what's going on. But at every level.
Except with us.
The
Yeah,
movie,
exactly. That's true.
Tell with you guys.
Yeah.
But the movie industry is
Yeah.
literally
We're very
about putting out
transparent.
fires. That's what it's about. You
dude.
never, even when you hear Steven Spielberg talk about when he makes it, it's always just one obstacle after another, and you don't have
Right.
no idea how you're going to get over it. But somehow you push through,
Yeah.
and some of these obstacles actually create better moments
I
than the
agree.
ones that you originally had slated them to make.
And it forces you to be more decisive.
Yes,
on
100%.
things,
It's
you
true,
know?
and make choices
It's-
under pressure. But
Yeah.
there was one time where someone was like, there was a background actor who was a friend of yours or something, and they were in a shot and they were walking off. They walked off. They were like leaving. They were like sick of it. They had enough, and you needed them for continuity. I swear to God, do you remember this? You wrestled them. You jumped on this dude,
Lucas,
and
I beat him.
You were like,
I said,
you're
if
not
I
doing
make
it.
you tap out, you have the video.
I do.
And something
You got
I
the
just
video
get
of
a
that
good-
too?
Yeah, I know.
And he
He
was
was like-
video everything. You guys are weird.
He wasn't tough.
They've got some really weird
There's-
videos coming up later.
I'm gonna kick this guy's ass. Video it.
This is
You,
strange.
so I get him. I get some good move or
was
whatever, and I get him in
unbelievable.
like one of these things where your arms and you lock your
Yeah.
hands
Oh,
like
yeah.
this.
You're
not
And
leaving.
he's just like on the floor, and he's like, okay, I'll stay. and then like you watch the movie later, and you're like, totally didn't need him.
Yeah.
Totally didn't need
You know
him.
what? We had to cut you off.
Dude, like got so
like
angry.
wrestled him to submission
Oh,
on the
gosh.
set.
Yeah.
And then
We could have totally just pushed in there, just a few inches, framed him out.
We were in the coverage by then.
exactly.
Let's.
He did that. He went nuts. He's like, I'm gonna wrestle. Jumped on
I
the
didn't
guy.
listen. I said, let's wrestle. Right?
He challenges people.
and he agreed.
Yeah, challenges me to arm wrestle. Challenges this other guy to throw
But
down.
hold on, this is the best. So this bit,
he brings swords and like, we're gonna have to have a duel.
What? 10 paces.
an old-fashioned medieval duel.
but hold on, because this bit is good for money playing that we came up with. There was a point where I would see Andy and I'd go, "Come, are you gonna edit?" I heard someone's stomach. I
No,
think.
it's
If someone-
That's me.
He's snoring.
Snores.
He
Don't worry.
snores. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Edit that out.
They can't
You
hear
know,
it.
and sometimes it's sort of, sometimes it bleeds on the mic, but
Well,
sometimes
you're
it
looking
doesn't.
at me though, like I hear that, and I'm trying to talk, and I just see you like
And then you're like this. You're like,
I'm like, are you hungry? We're not live.
told you I was having a
So-
little stomach issue.
It's not Matt's stomach.
Oh, well, yeah, it's not my stomach. It's this the French bulldog under the table.
Well, so this bit. So I see Andy and I'd go, and there's crew members around, like on purpose, right? By design. I go, hey buddy, you're doing a great job. Let me talk to you for a second.
Oh, it's funny.
And I
You
put
set
my
up
arm.
everybody.
I put my arm around him, and we start walking. I'm like, "You're doing a great job." And then I turn to the people there, and I go, "He's doing a great job, really. He is. And then we go to like a corner,
Then you just
and
hear
we just keep going,
God, and all this fighting.
and like
yeah.
he's like selling the punches.
Oh my god.
Like,
Oh my
but
God.
we did it behind a door, and we kept having the door swing.
Yeah, she
open
didn't
and
know.
close.
Yeah.
Guys, everyone's probably like, "Oh my god!" You come out then.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get going. Good one. You guys are both bloodied.
That's great. That's great. I was on a movie set. Wasn't on with any of you guys, unfortunately, but I was on a movie set, and they wanted me and one of the other actors to get into a, like make believe but real to sell it to the crew fight, and we were going to both leave, and they were going to tell the crew, "Oh, the movie's over, and I'm sorry," all as a joke. But it never came to fruition because
The
It
whole
would've
crew
been
actually
good.
left.
It would've been-
They couldn't
great.
get anybody
The crew
back.
No,
quit
no.
before we could.
yeah, because
could
everybody
pull it
quit
off.
before we could pull it
Yeah.
off. No, but because honestly, again, it was another indie. There wasn't enough time. Like there literally wasn't. Enough
Yeah,
time.
and
But I
it
love
all-
those moments when you like really pull some pranks. Those
And
are
they
fun.
have these grandiose, like at the beginning
Yes.
or before the movie, you're like, dude, one day we should do this.
Yes.
And you think, and then you get there and you're
And
like,
you're just
oh,
like-
that's never going to happen.
Everybody's tired.
there's no
Everybody's
time.
working 15-hour days.
Yeah.
Dude, there's no time for
Bro,
messing
we
around
were
on
gonna
sets
shoot
like that.
We were gonna shoot Money Plane in Romania, and then 2 weeks. I think it was 2 weeks before Romania. It got switched to
Canada. Yeah,
and
and-
then was Louisiana. But this is the thing: there was no
Yeah.
plane.
I remember
Wait,
that.
what? So
remember that.
they found some cardboard in I swear, and they
So-
like paper mached
The
a plane while we're filming the movie, dude. And
What-
Richard's like, just shoot over in that corner. Just shoot over in that corner.
what really
Oh
happened is
my
that the
gosh.
plane was in like Alabama.
Okay.
And we're like, we're not shooting in Alabama. I had shot there before, and there's like a process to be approved for the credit and all that,
Yeah.
and it wasn't enough time. So we're like, we're gonna do it in Louisiana. But the
I thought
guy,
you were going to say I thought you were going to say something completely different. You shoot in Alabama, and I just. Well, I'm not really allowed in Alabama.
like I shot there before, and
That's one of the
let's
states
just
that,
say I have some things pending. So,
Exactly.
so we went to the next best thing.
Film budget issues? Yeah. That's it.
So Louisiana, we had the guy that owned it in Alabama. Like apparently, it's just sitting there. Like he hadn't rented it out for years, and
Yeah.
we make some deal with him where we're like,
15
you're going to give it to
years.
us, and we're going to refurbish it, and then bring it back to you. But we get to use it.
You got
but
me a
it's expensive to transport
1972
too,
I'm
right?
about to say it.
Yeah.
How
Like,
did you transport?
He got me
that?
one wall of a 1972 Learjet and told me to make it a
Well,
747.
imagine when they were transporting though, because they hook it up to a truck and they drive it from Alabama to
right,
Louisiana.
driving, of
So
course.
imagine driving though, like just driving down the highway and
that-
seeing like a
Decrepit-
737 fuselage
Fuselage,
just
just-
being
That's funny, dude.
towed.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
So they did that, and it takes I don't know how long the drive is, 10 hours, 12, something like that.
Yeah.
So we refurbished it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Refurbished it.
Where's that painter's tape?
Painter's tape and aluminum foil. And we had this huge soundstage. I showed up. I was like, oh, shit. I made it, man. This is it. We walk in and there's this like pin drop wall of an airplane
That's funny.
with some freaking curtains because that's
That's
all we had.
funny.
it's-
That's funny.
But you know what? If it was,
No, it would have been better. But
if
it's
it
okay.
was better though, I think
It
we
still would have
would've
been better. It just would have
We
been better.
wouldn't have the same
We
response
Dude,
to it.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
well,
like,
yeah, that's true. But now you know. Now you know that. Remember?
Now I know we have to make them
I
shitty.
know.
That's,
Remember when
Now I know it's all
Remember
about
when
not spending it.
we were gonna get we were gonna get a real alligator to wrestle this guy, and
oh, come on.
and-
That was never going to happen.
Yeah, it was like not that much, like $1,200. I almost would have paid for it. But
What?
yeah,
wait, hold on. There's a whole.
I almost would have. Yeah.
Well, you
almost.
should have said
Hold on,
something.
now you're talking to
That's-
an animal guy here. There's a whole
Louisiana, bro. It's they bring baby alligators all the time. Anyway.
Oh my gosh! Wait a minute.
Baby alligator.
I just got a flashback. We had this argument on the set.
Oh, wait.
I told you this. I was like, "You're not using real animals because it's animal cruelty. It's not the animal posing a problem towards the human."
Do you know what I got? Do you remember what I got? I got a snake puppet. I got a
I don't even
green.
think you got that.
I got a snake
I think we were like,
puppet.
I think we had the guy wrestle air.
Yeah, and then
And
you
we were like, well, VFX
Oh,
later, and then
CGI.
and then
it was
we did
the worst.
Yeah.
It was
Like,
the worst.
So the guy's just wrestling
I've learned
air.
all my lessons.
Yeah.
Don't ever believe when the producer says, "We'll fix it in post." Don't ever believe it.
I
Don't
know.
But you know what?
ever
You did things
believe
in
it.
the movie though that, and I'm sure you know this because of the response, but some of it didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Right? Like the guy that cuts the guy's arm off on the and
Oh yeah,
what
He
was that
bet-
supposed to? I still don't.
they paid each other. They paid each other to cut off a limb.
Oh,
It's very simple.
okay.
Yeah, God, he made the movie. He doesn't even know what it's
You
about.
still confused me when I watched it. Wait, you made it. I know, but I didn't know what I was making.
By the way, since we're talking about animals and reptiles, I have to do this.
We
Do you guys
aren't.
notice my
We
T-shirt?
aren't
Yeah.
talking about that. Oh, nice.
How cool is this T-shirt?
Oh,
Wow.
Vinny,
hold on.
Is that a store? Or?
Hold. I was about to say this is my
He gets
good
free
buddy.
stuff from them, so
This is my
Okay,
good buddy
that's-
at Unlimited Exotics. Check him out.
And send me more
Badass.
shirts.
It's
And
badass.
send-
and product.
Amazing captive bred reptiles. Go check him out.
maybe he would have an
Continue.
alligator I could use for my next
I'm
movie.
sure he does. We'll talk to him.
But you're not allowed because it's animal cruelty.
No,
Yeah, dude,
right,
no cruelty.
I just wanted to see the alligator go into the cage.
Yes, that would have been fine. You should. I could have actually probably
the
just
chicken.
gone and wrangled one myself and brought it
Right.
to set.
Remember something happened that didn't? Wasn't there like a not or his head was cut off or something? Remember there was like a lizard. There was like. Do you remember this?
No.
You saw it when by the trailers outside of the. You don't remember this?
Yeah. What
Like
was
random.
that?
There was like 3 lizards with their
Yeah.
heads cut off.
It was
or
voodoo.
something.
Someone was
It was
casting.
kind of crazy.
Someone was doing a hex
I
spell
was-
on you.
I was
Really?
very
It was like
freaked out,
it
yeah.
felt very weird.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
This was a great story.
Yeah.
Do you remember that we went in the French Quarter? There was a guy when we were like going in traffic. We had to circle the block. There was a guy face down like this,
Really?
and there was another guy screaming over, going, "Help him!
What?
Help him! You know, he needs help. You people, he needs help."
And then you go over and they rob you?
No. So let me finish the story. So then we go around the block and we come back around, and the guy's still there. Go, "You people, he needs help!" And then the guy goes, and he goes, "Oh, nope, never mind. He's just asleep. He's just sleeping."
Oh my God.
Wait, I do remember.
Oh my
this
God.
now.
Oh my
And it
gosh.
was night.
It was night.
And me, you, and Tyler.
Yeah, and Tim.
And Tim.
Yeah.
I do
my
remember this being like, oh, I wonder.
So
if-
funny.
Yeah, help him.
Someone. So what's the big deal? Oops. No,
He's like, "He's just asleep. Never mind. Keep
I
going."
did see someone one time like passed out. This was in like Massachusetts. They have some law where if you are found with drugs, but you overdosed,
Yeah.
then they can't prosecute you for the possession,
Gotcha.
right?
So
we're
just
shooting a movie.
Make sure you overdose, is what you're saying.
Well, or you pretend because we're shooting a movie, I swear, in Massachusetts, and we look across the street and there's a guy just passed out like on the ground, and we're like, oh shit, like I wonder, it's early in the morning, I don't know. And the ambulance comes in like at one, like I swear I see this guy, he's laying on the ground and he goes, and the ambulance is like coming and he's like,
nice.
Oh my.
Nice. He's
maybe,
faking
it was something like
playing possum.
in the French Quarter.
I think he just really fell asleep in the French Quarter. He was sleeping off a long night of drinking.
Was this in
That
Boston? You
happens, dude.
said.
Bought right in one
Dude.
of the.
What about we shot a movie in Boston.
Brockton.
Oh yeah. We shot. By the way,
That's where we were.
That's where we were. We shot a movie that Andy directed.
Yeah. You were like, "It's great. The hotel's
Called-
really
called
nice."
Frankie Meets
We
Jackie.
get there, we're like,
It was
"Wow, the
really
hotel
good.
is nice." Then we leave, and on the news a week later, someone was stabbed to death in the
my
lobby.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
How
No.
about that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ask Joe Fitz. He called me. He's like, "Dude, someone was
In the
stabbed."
lobby of our hotel where we were for like.
He survived.
Was stabbed
Yeah.
to death.
That's the yes.
No, I think he's stabbed to death. I think
Yeah.
he died.
I don't
dude.
think so.
He
But
survived?
maybe You're right. I think he survived. But
Wow.
But the car, a car drove into the mall next door. Also, shortly after that,
Really?
the mall we went
got
to.
out of
Which
there
that we
just in
ate
time.
at. That
Yeah,
wasn't it like a
yeah.
Italian restaurant.
So
or
it was
something?
very bad. I mean, luckily
Suicide
for
bombing?
us. A what?
A suicide bombing?
Man, that's
No,
not,
a
it's-
car.
That's not even
Car.
Man has
I thought that was a
joke.
I thought that you thought that's what I said.
No.
Matt has a weird sense of humor.
I do at times.
It was
yeah.
funny.
A few nights ago, we were talking to someone. He was like, "What if I just took an AK and went into the crowd?" And everyone's like, "What?"
You know that happened.
No, everybody just pretended like I didn't say it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Matt-
when you know.
It was a really,
That's
really
when you know
awkward
And Matt
something
goes
show.
like,
is
and Matt goes like
bad.
this.
And then you try to justify. I've been in that situation where you go and no one's laughing. You're like, because like.
Just
if I did it,
I mean,
like you're trying, you don't let it die. You just
be kind of crazy.
I was in Boy Meets World, so it'd be weird.
Oh God.
You're like, well, I can't do it.
So
I can't do
funny,
it.
right? No. But I mean, I was in the 90s. I was on TV, so everyone's like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
You're digging a
So
deeper
I pick
hole.
up an AK-47. Wow, what a maybe left out, out of left field sort of
Get some
thing.
laughs, get a little laughter.
Not funny.
Laughter's
Yeah,
the
not
medicine of
funny.
life.
No, not funny.
But we actually had fun doing that. Andy directed.
That was fun.
Well, some of you guys had fun doing it.
Yeah, we had fun.
I was not there. I don't know why.
Well, you weren't in it.
No, I wasn't in it, but I wasn't.
Yeah,
working.
that's probably step one.
Yeah, you got to kind of be on the call sheet to be in it. No, but it was really fun. Andy directed. We all produced. It was fun.
That was one of the funnest. We laughed
So
much and so hard.
Oh, that's great, guys. That's really great.
Yeah.
You know what I was doing?
No.
I was taking care of Shmi.
Oh, that's why you weren't.
He
in
was
it.
very ill.
Oh, yeah, he actually had a scratched
no.
cornea.
Yeah,
Really?
we thought he
Oh,
was
I
gonna,
remember that.
We thought he was going to go blind,
Oh shit.
and so I literally had to take care of him. He had 3 eye drops 3 times a day. He had antibiotics, creams, doctor visits. I slept with him like this, as if he was my baby. That was my life.
And you were stressed about. I remember you bringing it up or getting updates or
very stressed.
Now I remember that.
Yeah.
There was
Well,
a
he's
lot of
good
things.
now.
He is. We saved his eyeball.
Actually, he's not there.
me and
That
Shmi.
movie we made for Tubi, and it ended up being on TV
Yeah.
and did really well. And
Yeah.
it's crazy because it ended up being Anne Heche's last movie.
That was.
Dude,
I know.
a week after she
And-
wrapped, she went and had that escapade and it ended her life.
And we didn't
We
know
didn't know.
if we were gonna. So that role had stayed open.
Oh my gosh, how many
right?
people did we go through for that?
It's and at first we also didn't know. We're like, well, maybe because you're dealing back and forth with Tubi. You're like,
Right.
they're like, well, maybe we'll put some more money in to get someone in this role, and then it's like kind of backtracking, and it's like,
Right.
well, less than that now, or
Right.
only this much for this person, but then whatever.
So we went through a myriad of like name actresses to
Right.
play that part. of the
Kirstie
mother.
Alley, who
Right.
has
Who ended
also
up
passed away.
Wow,
It's-
right.
Who got close? Who was like
almost gonna do it.
almost very close.
Wow.
And but then Anne Heche, like towards the end, I'm like, we're like, what do you think
And
about
she
Anne
was-
Heche? And
I know, and I was like, that could work. And by the way, she came in and she was fantastic.
she was great,
And
great
she was in-
person,
she was in
great
good
energy.
spirits,
Yeah,
great spirits. She was talking about her son,
Yeah.
talking about all these things, and
Wow,
I
man.
just
That's crazy.
When, I remember when we saw that footage, that car goes careening down that neighborhood. And, I mean, the thing like
Shocking.
blows up, and you're
I
like,
know.
what?
it's crazy because you just saw her a week ago.
Yes.
Right. It's
Yeah.
really wild.
Full
That's
of
the-
so much life, and it was really
Yes.
odd. To,
Yeah.
Yes.
It is. It is.
And it
that's
seemed like
crazy.
she was in a good place, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
it was.
just goes to show you, like, why you never know what people are really going through, you know?
Hey, that is a big. By the way, that is a big.
You never know.
A big mission statement here. Everybody listening, you never know.
Yeah.
Even when you see the happiest person, you never know what they're going through.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
don't let
Give everybody a little bit of grace. you know?
don't let a bad mood or a bad day. Don't ever put that on anybody else because you just never know. You never know. And
People
you'll
have
never
bad,
get that time back.
Right.
People have bad moods and bad days too.
Of
You know?
course.
So you gotta.
Right.
You can't always.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You,
you
never
really
like
can't.
people talk about a celebrity they met and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
asshole.
Right.
But it's
Right.
really just like
You know, yeah.
Who knows what they were going through
right.
that day, man.
And then they're
You don't
really
know.
nice to other people.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I thought they were one of
Yeah.
the nicest people I've ever met. So,
Right.
Yeah.
You
And
never
that
know.
does happen. You never know. Look, you know the old saying, right? Until you walk a mile in somebody's shoes, and you
Right.
never really know. It's different for everybody. It's not always comparable, but it is. It is very. Look, there's a lot of things that go on in life. You know, man. We've all been through stuff. I mean, and you just never know when you catch someone. You know, and if
Yeah,
you catch them at that moment where they're just not their best selves, there it is.
I don't know
you
why I was thinking
Yeah.
about.
It's like when I first met you.
Yeah. I was.
Yep.
I was like, oh God, working for Ryan Phillippe's little brother. Where is it, guys? Give me the cash. I'm gonna put it in my boot.
Wait, can you tell that story? Can you tell that story?
All right. Well, it's a secondhand story.
Okay.
Right. So,
So
I
we
wasn't
can't confirm
there.
or deny.
But
We're gonna. Well, don't worry.
I believe it.
There'll be a,
Right?
there'll be a
That's-
disclaimer on the bottom of the screen. Stories told in this show are not actually fictional. They're all fictional stories, right? They're not actual stories.
Based on true events.
Loosely.
It's inspired.
Loosely
It's inspired by
inspired.
something that happened. But a friend of mine said they did a movie very low budget movie with Michael Madsen.
Okay.
From I don't know if people watching all know immediately who he is, but
Kill Bill, Species.
all the
Been on
yeah.
so many
Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, Reservoir Dogs. Oh my god.
He was in a lot of sort of very, successful.
all the
iconic
Tarantino movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like one of his go-to for everything, right? And he does a lot of low-budget movies, as it happens sometimes, right?
yeah.
Yep.
And a friend of mine said they did a movie with Michael Madsen, very, very low-budget movie, like to the point where like when he's pulling up, like to go into makeup, they're like rolling already towards him. They're like, maybe we could use some of this as
B-roll.
Transitions. He's walking in the house.
Is it a different outfit? Who cares?
We'll do a jump cut.
Keep it close, right here on Michael Madsen.
So, but they gave him his money. He was supposed to come for like
You go
2
in
days.
that close and you're like, zoom out, get far, real far from Michael Madsen.
And again, I don't want to disparage Michael Madsen.
Right.
No, I don't
yeah.
know if this is true.
Yeah.
But he told me that they 2 days and they pay him up front.
Yeah, whatever.
For both days. So he gets there. He's like, "Where's the cash?" Right? And they give him the cash, and he's wearing like cowboy boots or something.
Yeah.
And he takes this cash and he puts it in his boot, and then he puts the boot back on and he goes, "All right, let's make a movie." And then he doesn't come back the second day.
Amazing.
And I don't know if it's true,
That's amazing.
but something like it has to be
it
true.
sound-
It didn't
it's-
come out of thin air.
it sounds
Right?
actually pretty
It sounds
spot on.
accurate, but it's like, hey, listen, you should have paid him each day.
Right.
It's their fault.
It is their fault. No, it's 100% their fault.
Well, that's usually what you do is they have these things called escrow accounts for those things exactly.
Oh
that
no, he
happen.
doesn't play that game.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like, how do you do that?
He didn't on that one.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Weren't you? Didn't
No, he didn't.
you do something with Tom Sizemore?
Listen,
Wait, is he
good
still,
heart.
is he
He's got a
still
good
with us?
heart. No,
I was about to say no. He passed away.
No.
he passed
he
away.
did.
He's got a really good heart.
Yeah.
What movie did you do?
It's called Blue Line, but I think they changed it to The Assault.
Okay.
And he's like, he was like run a show. He was there the whole time.
Yeah.
And we're in Connecticut. And I just remember, and I don't know if you could use this, but I'll tell.
Yeah.
Whatever. And
No, I will edit it out.
He didn't have a rep at the time. Right. So
No reps. That's good.
So
I'm repping me. This is the rep. Hold on a minute. My agent will be here in a second.
so
Hi.
so close to that.
You guys look so
Close
alike.
to that.
No,
right?
he wears glasses. I don't.
So he goes, I call this producer that did a movie with him, like I saw on IMDb like a month ago. And I go, can you get me in touch with Tom Sizemore? I'm like 18 too.
I know,
right?
it's crazy. Dude.
So he calls me back like the next day. He goes, I spoke to him. He's in. Okay. You got to give him half the money. You got to drive to his house in Valencia. And I go, okay. So me and Tyler drive to his house in Valencia. And we're like, and this guy opens the door and it's like very disheveled, like stained white t-shirt, like big guy. And we go, we're here for Tom. And he goes, yeah. Come in. And we sit down and we have the physical contract. And he goes, all right, let's go through this together. And he starts reading. He's like, performer agrees to render services.
Oh no,
on
he's
the
reading
picture.
you the contract.
But then he goes on the picture. We know that we aren't making a conventional deal here, right? Oh my God. And I'm like, no. Like, what's going on?
I take this money and I don't come
Right?
back.
But he's signing like a receipt and giving you a W-9. So I'm like,
Right.
I don't know if they're not realizing that this is being
piece of paper,
reported.
This
Yeah, it's
one
being
is
reported.
making it-
Right?
This is the real stuff.
But-
This piece of paper, the W-9 is the real one. That's the one you just signed. That makes it real.
Well, then Sizemore comes down.
Wait,
and-
he's not the one that's reading.
No, this is the guy that at the door, like this big guy,
disheveled
the disheveled
The
looking guy.
consigliere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that
like-
was Sizemore.
Who's not in the business, by the way.
Right.
Like just some random.
He's
like
in smoked meats.
that's,
He does smoked meats.
yeah, I'm
a bacon guy.
He's actually his salami supplier.
exactly.
That's
I'm a bologna salami guy.
and he's,
Is that
and
what they're
he's-
calling it these
and
days?
he's getting prosciutto apparently now too. It's,
Oh yeah. After this deal, we're going prosciutto.
But
Interesting.
Sizemore comes down the stairs. Now, keep in mind, we had someone get in touch with him. We make a verbal deal on the phone. We drive all the way to Valencia. We come with this money. And Sizemore starts rushing down the stairs, sweating profusely. He just goes, what's up? I'll kill this part. I'll kill it. You got to give it to me. I'll kill it. And we're like, you have it.
it's yours.
Good news, man.
We came all the way here.
We're here.
You know, so
Yeah.
then
With cash, it's yours.
But we pay him, and he's like, all right. And I give him, and we send him his flight, and we're like, it's always like disappearing, and we're like, is he going to show up? So we go to the airport to pick him up, and like he just doesn't come. And I get a call from like a Switzerland number, and I go, hello, and he's like, Richard, it's Tom Sizemore. I'm like, where are you? We're at the airport. He's like, I'm in Switzerland.
What?
He goes, they needed me another day. And I'm like,
What?
well, when can you get here? He's like, you gotta buy me a new flight. I'm gonna be there tomorrow. And I'm like, there's nothing for me to say. And I go, all right. So we buy another flight, and we're like, we're gonna have to replace him. And the next day, we don't hear from him at all. He doesn't answer the phone. And I go back to the airport in Connecticut, and I'm waiting at the international terminal,
goodness.
and just people are coming out. Flight attendants are coming out. I'm like, all right, he's not here.
Yeah.
Everybody's out. No one's coming. Like 30 seconds go by, and then Tom Sizemore just like rounds the corner.
What?
Like with this kind of like,
What?
I did it. What?
and I see him, and I'd already met him in L.A.
My
So I go,
goodness.
Tom, and he goes, Richard, yeah, I told you I'd make it. He goes, all right, let's do this.
Oh my God.
And we get in the car and we shoot the movie. And every day he tried to get out of it. So I would go knock on his door, and he goes, I'm sick. I'm very sick. I can't work. And I go, you'll be all right. And he goes, okay.
What? What?
Yeah, dude.
I had this leg fungus. I can't. But you'll be all right. All right.
And you know what else he did that I thought was really interesting? It was hilarious, but I also was like, it's kind of cool. He like had a crush on like the makeup artist, right? Okay. And he like becomes like a middle school kind of kid. Like he was like, I don't know, I like her. Do you think she likes me? Like, and I'm like, you were in Saving Private Ryan. Like you were making like $5 million a movie for a while. Like I feel like at one point he has like maybe some confidence.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit of confidence. Yeah.
And he goes, but I remember he's like, I don't know. And then like he's sitting and holding, or he's like in the middle, he's like waiting to be called to set, and he's on his phone. And he's an insane writer, by the way.
Yeah.
Like even when he insults you in a message, it's like extremely elegant.
Really?
And he signs it Tom. Like he's like,
Interesting.
hello, I hope you perish in a fire of 1,000
he's very
winds
eloquent?
and blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, Tom.
Wow.
Yeah, so like he's like an amazing writer. So anyway, I'm like
All these like hate diss messages he
are
sends
just
you are
like
just beautiful.
eloquent. I'm like, wow,
I would
what
make a coffee
poetry.
table
Yeah,
book out
right?
of this. Yeah.
You just told me to go fuck myself, but let me tell you something. He did it beautifully. Look at this. Look at this. Hope the winds billow those sails.
I mean, to be honest, I want to go fuck myself right now. This is ridiculous.
I'm like, I've never seen anything like it.
Wow.
But he's on his phone and he goes, I don't remember her name, the makeup artist, and she's like right
probably
there.
better.
Like
It's
this.
probably better.
She's like this. Like you're the makeup artist, and I'm Tom, like on the other, and she's doing someone's makeup, and he's on his phone, and you just see him, and he's like, and I'm like kind of standing next to him, and I looked over at his phone,
Yeah.
and I just see him writing a message to her.
Oh, wow.
And he's writing something like, he writes her name, and then he goes, this might be very forward, but I wanted to let you know that I really, really like you. Oh my Tom.
Oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
And it was just kind of, I don't know, like to see that side of,
Wow.
like he went from like
Yeah.
crazy maniac
Yeah.
to like,
to like a little kid.
to a little kid.
That's
Again,
wow.
Yeah.
you never know what people truly are.
And I saw
So
him
don't
in
judge.
his good
That's
moments
right.
too.
Yeah.
I
Right.
saw him in his very good moments, and he actually was like a really nice
Yeah.
guy.
You know what?
and-
Like we said, everybody's got a story, everybody's got a journey, everyone's been through stuff, and at the end of the day, it's not really for anybody to judge.
Yeah.
It's really
No, I
it's really
agree.
not.
No.
But one of the things we can say about you is that you're awesome, and you've been a friend of all of ours for a long time.
What the
I don't know why
hell?
you're laughing. I mean, it's true. You're
What?
awesome, and you've been a friend of ours
This
for a
is
long
so-
time.
It's just you're not.
This is just so for the camera.
This is, it is.
This
It
is-
felt a little forced.
Yeah, it felt a
You're
little
awesome,
forced.
And
He's
you
like
have been a
reading
friend
it.
of ours
He's
for a
like,
long
just
time.
so you know, you are
You don't realize that right behind you.
awesome.
Right behind you, there's a giant cue card.
and I've
No,
known
there's a
you
prompter in the camera here.
for
I'm just reading right there. You're awesome.
10
And you've been a
years.
friend of ours for 10 years. You've done films with Matt and Andy and, of course, me. We've had so many great experiences, Richard, and we're looking forward to a lot more. Thanks so much for joining us in the Brotherly Love Podcast.
Exactly.
I didn't read any of that, by the way. I just made it up, but I've done enough of them. I bullshitted enough, I know. All right, anyway, but dude, seriously, man, thanks for coming in and hanging out with
Yeah,
us.
of course.
Yeah. Pretty
No,
quick
thank
hour,
you
right?
for inviting me. Oh, it's been an hour.
You believe
It
that?
feels
fast, huh?
much longer.
much longer.
And we're going to make some more movies. We're going to have some more fun.
Yeah,
right?
we got to talk when
gonna
the cameras go off. We'll,
Oh no.
Sounds
we
good.
gotta.
Oh no.
Yeah, we are.
Oh
You
no.
want to direct? You want to continue to direct for no money?
I guess
All right,
so.
you're going to do it. So,
Sounds about right.
guys,
Yeah.
God bless everybody.
Thank you
We'll see
very much.
next time.
Thank
you,
watching
everybody.
the Brotherly Love
Weekend.
Pod.
Bye, guys. Hey, what's up, everybody?
The Lawrence brothers are here.
Thank you so much for enjoying this week's episode of the Brotherly Love Pod.
And if you want more of this show, check out our premium feed on Supercast.
That's right, where you'll see ad-free episodes, monthly AMAs, behind-the-scene content, and so much more.
That's brotherlylove.supercast.com to join.
Check out our link tree and subscribe on all platforms.
We'll see you all
Next week!